Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Julie with Bookshelf by Julie. I hope you guys are ready to make something pretty. We're going to finish up. This is part 2 of making this. The rolodex ephemera letter holder, whatever you want to call it. It's that. So we had gotten to the point of we got our boards covered, and we had a lot of pages to fold, right? All these pages are folded now. So, yeah, we're ready to start putting it together and see how this one turns out. The other one was beautiful, so I have high hopes, you know. Okay, so what we're going to do is, oh yeah, let me tell you what you're going to need if you're doing this. You're going to need chipboard or cereal box book boards. That's just old books that you've taken apart. A book block, which is, you know, this. And fabric tape, or make your own fabric tape, or whatever you want to do to put your boards together. Large wooden beads. That's for the legs. If you don't want to put legs, then skip that part. Lace. If you don't want to put lace, then skip that part. Paper or cardstock, the freebies that I have on my website printed out if you want to use those. This one is from the Dollhouse journal kit, but the one that I'm putting on the inside underneath is a freebie on my website. So whatever you want to do with that, there's loads of freebies on my website if you want to use, just go in and pick and choose what you want. You'll need a paper trimmer, a Pokey tool of some kind, scissors, bone folder, brayer, glue, double stick tape. I use both of those. It's not an or with me, it's and. So vintage distress oxide, some ribbon or string, and a glue gun. Now, you don't have to have the ribbon or string, but I just think it looks pretty. So, you know, it's that. Okay. So that's what we're going to be using, more or less. And you can put charms on this. You can do all sorts of stuff with this. Just, you know, decorate it however you want to decorate it after you get it together. So this is what we're doing now. We're going to get it together. Okay? Excuse me. Gosh. Alright, so I'm going to do this and put these together and have them just like so where these meet. And that's where I'm going to use the fabric tape. Now, if you don't want to use fabric tape, you can use fabric. I'm putting it on the inside because it's not going to show. Okay? So it doesn't matter what it looks like or what color it is or anything like that. Just not going to show because this is the inside, right? Okay, so now it's easier to do your template once you get these together. I did mine not together and it was the son of a gun. But I didn't want to put them together and, you know, not do it on camera. So, anyways, here we go. We're just going to get this just super simple. And like I said, if you don't have fabric tape, just make your own. It's pretty easy. Oh my gosh. It's not easy if that starts wiggling around on me. And that's another thing. You need to have this be still. Okay. Is there something I can put on this to hold it still? No, there isn't. Okay. If you have a friendly helper with you, that's always nice. I don't have one of those. This kind of thing, you could use a third hand or a fourth hand, or, you know, that kind of thing. But it's all done in just a minute anyway, so there you go. And like I said, this is not going to show. None of this you will see on the finished product, okay? It's all underneath, and underneath. So, we can be a little bit, you know, we can be a little bit sloppy, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so now, and see, you don't even see it on the other side. It doesn't show. All right, now, and that's if you were to take it up there and look like, oh, you know, no, it's not showing. Okay, now, we've got that on there. Give it a good rub down. Oh, you know what? I didn't get my brayer. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, I am back, and I am braying this down. Just get it all the way down, press it good, give it a second, you know, fabric tape and such and such and such and such. Okay. All right, now you want it to get at its angle, like so. And we're gonna set this. Okay, to make your template, this is my template. And you only need one, because for one side you're going to fold the pieces in that way. For the other side you're going to fold the pieces in that way. And that's how you're going to do it, okay? You fold them in, set it there, and then you put your piece in here, okay? So I'll show you how I did that. You want this to sit in here like so. And then you take a pencil and you put a piece of paper up here and you hold it to the corner, and then you draw around it, giving yourself room, okay? You want enough room to where you're going to have this sit on that. Like I said, it's a whole lot easier to do this when your thing's already together. So you give yourself 1/2 inch at the bottom, right? So put a piece of paper here, and like I said, it's nice if you have an extra friendly hand. I didn't, so if I can do it, you can do it. You just hold it up there, and with your pencil you draw around the edge of this, the edge of your papers, and then give yourself, when you're doing this on the paper, let me turn this over. When you're doing this on the paper, this is just scrap paper I had. You've drawn around there, and this is what you've drawn. But go in and give yourself 1/2 inch or a little more on the bottom and on the side. Okay, does that make sense? It makes sense if I was in shot. So just move your template up and give yourself 1/2 inch on the bottom and on the side. And it'll come out just perfect, okay? And also, I found it helpful to mark the bottom, because sometimes when you're making this and putting it together, you go, now wait a minute, was this the bottom or was this the bottom? And it's different, it is. So it's just right on there, that's the bottom, okay? Then once you get that template made, you can go ahead and get your chipboard, which this is, I showed you in the last video, putting this together. It's just 2 pieces stuck together, right? And you're going to put your template on here and just draw around it. You can even draw this, well, if I was in shot, draw around it, and then, you know, I went ahead and did that too. So then you've got your 1/2 inch on both your bottom and your side, your back, bottom, bottom and back, okay? All right, and then on this, with this, it's a little bit difficult. You can score it. I did. It helped a little bit. But if you don't have a scoreboard, just fold it over and keep working with it till you get it to where it's going to fold up there. Then you've got your side pieces, okay? These are simple to make. That's just drawing around stuff. There's not a lot of high tech in that, okay? All right. Now once we've got these, we've got that sitting in its place, more or less. So we're going to say, okay, this is our, this way. That's why it's good to mark your bottom so you know. Okay, this is this, and we're going to put this in on this side, and it'll hold our book boards where we want them at the right angle. Okay, but before we do that, we're going to get this out of the way, and we're going to cover this with our paper. So to do that, I guess I could have done one off, but I didn't, so let me stick that somewhere. Okay, to do that, we're going to do our double stick tape, because you know I like to use that. So just up to here, right? Just up to there, and to here. And let's see, I think I'll use the smaller one. Okay. Wherever the end is, you know, just find that. Okay. I'm going to go, cut it out. I'm going to go here, like so I don't have as much hang off. When you're working with angles and circular shapes and stuff like that, with double stick tape, it gets a little bit with a hang off, right? Okay, now we've got this ready, and we're just going to probably take this off, fold that over, and take this one off, maybe. This is where your Pokey tool helps a lot. And just go ahead and fold that over so you don't have that hangover, right? Hangover. Okay, glue. Now, we want our paper all the way to the edge of our piece. Hopefully I'm in shot. I gotta keep an eye on that. Okay, where there's no double stick tape, put extra, extra, extra glue. Okay. Make sure our edges are down really, really, really good. Okay. There we are. Now, this is directional, so I want it to be straight, excuse me, straight as possible on my lines. So I'm going to try to sit that. Oh, you believe I just did that? Oh my word. What a nincompoop. Okay. Don't put it on the front of your paper, because that doesn't help anything. It gets you the wrong way round. Okay, now I'm going to sit it on as straight as I can on here. Gosh. Okay. Now, just let that dry over there. Okay, and then we've got our piece on here, and it's ready to now trim out. So this is super easy, really, if you don't be a nincompoop like I was. You just trim it out now that you've got it on there, right? On the right side of it as well. So yeah, I'm just trying to see what I'm doing. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing, but yeah, I'm just trying to see. Okay, now we've got our side part. Okay, I'm gonna give it another press down and trim this little corner out. Okay, that's awesomeness. Let me trim this. It won't really matter a whole lot, but I'm going to trim it anyways. So, okay. There we are. Let me check this one. Just a teensy bit. Just a teensy bit. Now, we've got that off. Okay, now we've got our side panel. Let me show you. Right here. This one's bigger, but you know, there you go. We've got our side panel done. So now the next part is to put the lace. Do a little inking. Okay. This part won't matter because I'm putting lace, but I'm doing it anyways because it's just what I do. Okay. Lace. This is, I don't know, it's just a crocheted lace. I think it's pretty, so I use it a lot. Especially with the bigger journals that I make. It's the outside lace. The outside of the journal lace, so we'll say. Okay, so now I'm going to do to where this is just going to peep over the top. Not be right on the edge, but peep over the top, right? So, we do this number. This glue that I'm using is Cosmic Shimmer, and it will hold fabric, it will hold metal, it will hold just about anything you want it to hold, it'll hold it. So that's what I use, and it's really good quality. Art glitter glue will, I think the reptile glue will, there's a lot of glues you can use. I'm getting glue on that again. So just, you know, whatever's your favorite. I can't use Fabri-Tac, so you won't see me doing that. It messes with my asthma, and I have enough trouble doing my videos and my asthma acting up anyways. It just is what it is, and I have to deal with what I have to deal with, as we all do. Okay, so isn't that pretty now? Okay, now to trim this off, you're going to kind of turn it over, fold that down, and then go in underneath and just get that to the edge, right? So now we've got our side panel ready to put on. You want to do all this before you put it on there because, well, it just gets really difficult to do after you put it on there, okay? So I'm going to pause and do the other side, this one. And you just saw me do that. If you get confused, go back and rewind me. But I'm going to do this one off camera, and I'll be right back, okay? Okay, and we're back. Now I've got them both ready, and all my lines go in the right direction. Now if you don't have directional paper, you won't have to worry about that. But if you do have directional paper, and you want it to both be going the same direction, put a B or a dot or something on the inside of your piece so that you know you've got them both going the same way, okay? All right, so now our next piece of this project is we're going to put this on here. We're not going to just put this on here. We're going to cut this down and put it in place on both sides. I don't want anything in that fold really, and it would be a little bit too long-ish, you know. So okay, I'm gonna see where I need it to be. Just like I said, most of this you won't even see, so I'm gonna say I want to cut it right there. I'm just giving myself a little bit of a clue, right, where to cut. Right there. Well, it's just about in the middle anyway, so all right, now get my paper trimmer out of the way. Now we have that. I might trim a little bit more off this edge just because, and I wonder if that one needs trimmed off too whilst I'm trimming. Yeah, I'm going to take a little bit more off this inside edge. I just want this around there to be around the edge, so I'm going to take I'm going to take a little off each one so that I don't have anything getting into my fold of my holder, right? Okay, see if that'll help me. Alright. Before I put it away this time, I'm going to check and see. Oh yeah, that's going to be great. Make sure for the top. I mean, they are the same size, but I don't know. I just have to look and see. Okay, now we're good. Alright, on this, get this out of my way. Same thing is we're going to put the double stick tape on the back and get this prepped and ready, because we're going to put this on and then we'll put our lace around the frame of the holder, right? And then we will be ready to put our book block in there, and we'll put our sides on, put our book block in, and finish this job. Yeah. Okay, other size. I do like having options here. Okay. Get this right up to the edge. Okay. Alrighty. I need one a little bit more narrow than that one, and a little bit more. Here we go. I knew there should be one. I have all sizes. I have all sizes on purpose for this reason. Yep. I just want full coverage, right? Okay, so that's how I do that. I'm gonna, and remember, if you're using the double stick tape, go in and squash it down really good, because you want it to stick to this and the other thing that you're gonna stick it to. I'm not gonna round my corners, but I will ink these, the part that's gonna show. Well, I'm just gonna ink it, you know, because I don't know, this part's not gonna show, but this part will. A little bit. I'm gonna put lace on it, so it really doesn't matter how. I'm just doing it, you know. I'm just doing it. Okay, so this part I'm not, because that's definitely not gonna show. So that's what I'm gonna do with that, and I'm gonna go do the other one off, and then I'll come back and show you what I'm doing next. Okay. Okay, so here we go again. Now we've got this together. We're just gonna put our pieces. I'm going to put this one on this one, because in my mind, this is the bottom. Okay, and that's the back in my mind. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to place this on the same as if you're matting a page in a journal, or doing a journal cover, or, you know, whatever you're just matting it on there, right? Okay, so, yep, get my edges really good, because I want very good adhesion. When I build something, I want to make sure it's really good quality. It's not gonna fall apart. If it does, I want to know why, so that I can fix it, you know? So there's always a fix for whatever needs fixing, you know? Okay, I'm gonna put this like so, not getting my head in the camera, just like that. All right, see, it's already pretty, huh? Now, if you put a spine in this, you could definitely have it as a journal cover. Just saying. Not doing that, but just saying you could. Which, that's why I got these Dollar Tree book boards. Well, I bought these Dollar Tree books because, you know, they had really good heavyweight chipboard. And that's cheaper than buying it at a craft store or Amazon or wherever you buy your stuff at. Yep. Even if you have to pay $1.25, it's still a lot cheaper. But yeah, I got these back before I knew the Dollar Tree was going to go up a quarter. Had no idea they were going to do that. I understand. You gotta do what you gotta do, but we're not gonna gripe too much about a quarter. Anyways, I've had these laying around for a while. Okay, turning it around the other way. Putting this on. Yeah. I think these are going to make really nice displays. I think I'm going to put them in my entryway so that if somebody comes to visit, doesn't happen often, but if they do, they'll see something pretty when they come in the door, right? I don't know. It's just me thinking while I'm trying to glue and not go off the page. Anyways, there you go. I think they're pretty, is my bottom line. Here we go. This way again. Okay. Now I want that to be just right. More or less an even-ish border, right? Around through there. And a little braying on the way. Yeah. Here we go. Now I'm going to take this off the inside, and then we got to put our lace on. I don't know. If you guys don't use lace, you don't have to do the next part, but I like the lace. It's pretty. And it's not too bad. It's getting a little bit more difficult to find. I don't know if it's just shortages or I don't know what it is. During the pandemic, it got really hard to find. And then there's some came on the market that was almost, but not quite. And I'm like, come on now, let's get our lace together here. So now we're just using what we have and hoping they'll get their stuff together and, you know, suppliers and all that whatnot. Okay. All right. This is the bottom and that's the back. So now we're going to put our, no we're not, we're going to put our lace on. I was just talking about lace, wasn't I? Sheesh, me and my stuff. Now, if you are going to put lace on, like I am, don't put it here where you're starting because that'll be obvious and noticeable. Don't put the start of it right here in your fold because that could be bulky when you're putting your side pieces on. So my suggestion would be to start right in here somewhere or up here. Not, you know, not where this is going to be exactly. Did you see what I'm saying? This is the wrong side, but okay. This is going to sit right there, and you don't want to have too much bulk in its way. So start here, and then it'll be flat lace that you're putting it over, and it won't be that big of a problem. I hope. So I'm going to start here. Okay, we're just going to put it to where it peeps over. We don't want it to be, you know, to stand out here. We want a good portion of it on here. Okay, and let's see. Yep. Give that a minute to grab so that you've got, you know, you've got it there. Okay. This is pretty simple and easy to do. Hopefully I'm in shot. I'm trying to keep that glare off of there. I keep putting that little book there to keep the glare off. Okay. So, yep, this is where we want things to be super duper flat for our, you know, for our piece that's going to go on there, our side piece. It's not too complicated. So, but yeah, if you don't use lace, then just, you know, listen to me hemming and hawing about it, I guess. I don't, or fast forward me. It's not good for my channel, but you can fast forward me. And go on to the next part, which will be putting those side pieces on. But this is the same process as putting lace on a journal. I mean, you know, crafting is crafting, right? And you can't like sew this on because those book boards are pretty thick. Yeah, they are. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing this project, loading it up with some stuff. I might find some old letters and stick in some of these spots, you know? Wouldn't that be cool? I mean, real letters that people wrote me years ago when people used to write a letter. That used to be a thing. Write a letter, and, you know, in a week or so it got to the person, and then, you know, a week or so they replied, and in another week or so you got their letter back. It was a thing. Okay. All right. I know I'm getting silly, but it is what happens. When I craft, I get silly. It's my happy place. So there you go. Okay, so I'm going to show you this corner, and then I'll go ahead and do the rest of this off camera so you don't get too bored with my, you know, silliness. Okay, there you go. You just fold it up and, you know, give it a minute to grab. Now, if it wants to let go, if you're using thick crochet lace, sometimes it'll want to let go. You can put one of those clips on it to hold it still. This is holding pretty good, but, you know, just in case it does, you can put some clips on it. All right, once again, I'm going to go away and come back, and this will be ready to put our pieces, our side pieces on. See you in a sec. Okay, guys, we're getting to that point of where you can see it all coming together, and you get excited. Well, I get excited anyways, so just saying. Okay, so we've got our side pieces ready, and we're going to put one on, and then we're going to double check ourselves because, well, you know how I am. And then we will put our middle piece in, okay? All right, we're going to put our bottom on first. And then move forward. Yep, we want to make sure we give everything time to settle. This lace always needs a minute. Not too many minutes, but a minute, you know. Now, as you notice, I didn't cover the inside of that because you're not going to see it really. So, I want this to sit right at that fold, right on there. Make sure you're not drifting in too far, because you've got to put your, you know, you got to put your book block in there. So this will need a second to, you know, it's going through, well, this is chipboard, then you've got lace and paper down here. So you want to give it some good pressure, and make sure it's sticking really, really good, because that's, you know, it's a little thick. The chipboard itself is thick. We put two of them together, so there you go. Then we're ready to move on and do the back. That way we've got our boards holding themselves up, at least on one side, right? Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Yep. I hope you guys are making one of these, or 2 or 3. They're really pretty. Great way to use up books you don't want, or, you know, book blocks you've been wondering what to do with, you know. Okay, now we're just gonna put that like so and flip it over. That's, you know, that's the way it works for me. Just flip it over. That way I can get some good pressure on that and make sure I'm lined up with the back, right? And this time I can't really, you know, I can't really brayer it because, you know, the brayer has things that poke out on the sides. You can't get right up in there. But you can give it some pressure and give it a minute to grab, okay? Okay. Make sure all your, and if you see right here, you need to try to get it as straight as you can on, you know, with your back, okay? See there? Pretty cool, okay? All right. Hold on a sec. Okay, back again. Sorry about that. Now we're just going to get this one on. Well, we're going to check our book block first. And make sure we lay that to the side. Yep. We are going to do this like so. Making sure we've got plenty of room over here to put our piece in. So, yep, there you go. Awesome, awesome. Bottom first. Oh. Okay. I got to do both of these at the same time because it's already on there. You know? I find that if I don't do them both at the same time on the second one, it kind of, I don't know, it tries to let loose. We'll put it that way. It tries to let loose. Okay. So I want to put that in there and slide it back as far as I can. Get that pressed in and that pressed on. There's some pressing situation here. Sorry, I'm being punny, but that's the way it is. Okay. You want to make sure you pay attention to your ends of your pieces because that's where they can let go. And check them in a day or two just to see if they're letting loose, because that can happen when things are trying to settle into their new life. Just check them and make sure that you're staying together. I noticed on my first one that right in here it had started trying to just let go a little bit. It didn't undo or anything. It just had come loose just a touch, and I put it back down and no problems with it anymore. You just have to, you know, check on it. When you're using really thick, you know, this chipboard is a thing. It's really thick. So now let's make sure we're still fitting in there. Woohoo! We are still fitting in there. We even got a little extra room. That's okay. Okay, now is where we get serious with the glue gun, okay? I've had my glue gun over here warming up so that, you know, it would be ready when it was its turn, okay? So hopefully it's ready. I hope. Okay, so I'm going to put some glue here. Right along there. Right along there, just because. And right along here. You don't need a lot. Just enough to make glue strings all over the place. and get that stuck in there just like so. Give it a minute, you know, give it a minute to grab. Hot glue is pretty fast, but not nearly as fast as we think it is sometimes. Because yeah, I've found out the hard way. The hard way, and it hurts. Okay, so that's in there. Yep, that's in there. Okay, we're good. Now, what I want to do next is get my little piece of ribbon. I like it. I think it's pretty. Okay, where's my end? I think this is pretty. This burlap. It's sort of a, I don't know, it's burlap, but it's got the brown or beige and the sort of a cream color around it. You want to have enough to where you can tie easily, you know, not have too much problem. Excuse my reach, but I had to get over there, get it straight, you know. And you can do just a single bow, or you can do a double bow, whatever suits your fancy, you know. Now, this is another one of those times when it would be really nice to have that extra hand. I don't have an extra hand, so what I do is this. I just clip that so that it'll hold where I want it to hold. You know, a little tight, not too tight, but a little tight. So that, now listen, my extra hand isn't holding how I want it to. But yeah, just get it as tight as you want it, and then stick that on there, because it's hard to get it tight enough to where to hold that knot, and then you can put this extra one in there. Okay, now okay, now we're going to make our little bow, because I think it's pretty. Okay, now I don't know, this ribbon is a little fiddly, but I always think it's worth it. Okay, there and there, and it is wired, so you can actually shape it however you want it to be. Okay, scissors. Okay, now that is just darling. Okay, just darling, super cute. Next thing, we haven't finished yet. Now, on the other one, it was a little bigger. I used a little bit bigger beads for the legs, and I painted them. This time, I'm like, well, I don't think I'm going to paint them. I'm going to leave them this natural color, and that's fine. So, this is my bottom, and I'm going to do, I'll show you how I did this. 1 inch in and 1 inch over, okay? 1 inch, and that gets me the legs all equal-ish, you know? Okay, so there's my 1 inch down and my 1 inch over. Can you see this? I mean, I don't know if you can or not. Okay, 1 inch down and 1 inch over is right there. So that's where I'm going to glue that one. 1 inch in and 1 inch down is here. Make sure I got that. You can just eyeball this and put them where, or put them wherever you want to put them. I mean, it's not a big deal, really. Okay, 1 inch. I'm trying not to stick my head in the camera. I'm trying real hard. 1 inch in and down is there. And Sorry if you can't see this. I'm trying real hard. Okay, right there. You just want something to guide you, because when you get hot glue on something, you want to place it as soon as possible, right? Alrighty. Okay, so I'm just going to live dangerously, and I'm going to put a glob of glue there and stick this on here on my dot. Okay, hold it for a second, because yeah, I think these little natural colors ones are fine. Oh, my glue strings, gosh, that's the thing about hot glue. You're gonna have glue strings, and you know, they're gonna cling to everything. Okay, do the next one. Sheesh. Okay, put this on here. Just, you know, little wooden beads. It's fine. All right, and stick this one on the dot, right? Just give it a second, because, you know, as I said, hot glue doesn't always set as quick as we think it does, and it will get us, okay? It gets me. I try to be careful with it, because, yeah, I have blistered myself before. It's a thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that happens to, but I've learned to be careful with hot glue, because, dude, it hurts. And then you try to get it off because it's hurting, and then you burn yourself somewhere else. Like I said, I may be the only one that's that talented, but yeah, I can do it. Okay. Now, maybe it's just me and hot things. I shouldn't do hot things. I don't know. It's a thing, right? Okay, try to gather all your glue strings. You may not see them, but I do. I see them. Okay. And they're still hanging around. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now, we've got our little ephemera holder, right? And we've got our legs on it. It's cute. It's really cute. Now, what you can do is stick letters or whatever you want to stick in there. Let me get some out of the other one. You just stick them down in there. Get some of these little ones and stick them down in there. All different kinds of stuff. I think it's cute, guys. Really adorable. I have some different ones left over from the dollhouse and from the secret garden, and, you know, different things. And I think that's just going to be a beautiful way to showcase what's left. And this one's from the homemade journal kit. I have these ones, and I don't know exactly what one they're from. They're from an older one of my kits. I don't know, but they're from an older one, so I don't know. I had them left over, but they're too cool to throw out, because, dude, let's see how that'll look if I stick it down there. See, that's just awesome. All kinds of little storage places up in here. Okay, there's that one, and here's the bigger one, because it is bigger. That's like the big sister and the little sister, right? Okay, anyways, they will hold so much stuff, and I just think they're beautiful. So I hope you guys will make you some and have a good time with them. I'm working on getting a camera that I can, you know, go up higher with, that gives you a broader shot of what I'm doing. Well, not a camera per se, but a holding thingy. Anyways, hope you can see enough of it to see how just absolutely gorgeous it is. And make you some of these. Those book blocks, they're handy for this kind of thing. And I mean, I know some people use them for glue when you're using glue sticks and stuff. I don't use glue sticks, so I don't do that. But this is an awesome way to use up your book blocks. Awesome. Okay. Oh yeah, before I go, I got to remind you about the drawing. If you want a free digital journal kit from my Etsy shop, all you have to do is make a comment under any of my videos. As many times as you make a comment, you're entered into the drawing. Okay? So you can say hi, you can put a smiley face emoji, whatever you want to do, just to be entered into the drawing. You can go on my Etsy shop and peruse and see which ones you want. Let me know, and I'll send them to you directly from me, because Etsy doesn't like you to, do that. So I'm going to do the drawing at 700, 800, 900, and 1,000. We're getting closer to our first one. You guys, it's going to be so exciting and fun. Unless we get it before this video goes up. Anyways, we're going to do a drawing. If you want in the drawing for a free digital journal kit, yeah, just make a comment and have fun with me. Just have fun making stuff and chilling, right? Okay. I've rambled enough. Oh, and if you want the freebies, they're on my website, julieworthington.com. Freebies tab at the top of the page. Just go in there and pick what you want. If you want more directions, there's some in the description box below. And if you need more help, you can always just ask. I'll do what I can. Okay. You guys take care. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. TTFN.